Good morning and welcome to Waking Up with Don. Thank you so much for watching. Our viewership numbers are growing every single day thanks to you. And we bring you great stories from around the Panhandle, around Northwest Florida. But unless you've been living under a rock for the last couple years, you're going to know this next guest. I've got Linda Cope here from Warrior Beach Retreat. The work she does for our wounded warriors here on the Gulf Coast is served as an example for people all over the country. And Linda, thank you again for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
You guys are getting ready for another retreat, aren't you?
We are.
You're doing this every single year now.
Twice a year, yes. Twice a year for 7 days.
Twice a year?
Yeah, we do it in the spring and in the fall, twice a year. And we bring in about 50. We have about 54 now coming.
How many years have you been doing this now?
We're going into our 5th.
Now, for people who may not know you, if they're just tuning in or have been tuned out for a long time, you're the mother of a wounded warrior.
Yes, this was birthed out of what happened to our son, Sergeant Joshua Cope, who lost both legs above the knee and wounded both hands.
Where did he serve? Was that in Iraq?
Iraq, Baghdad, Iraq, yes. And about 2 years after that, we began this nonprofit. We're not affiliated with Wounded Warrior Project.
I know people confuse
They
that.
confuse it. It's a great group, but that's separate from us.
Sure. And this is a local group.
This is local. Northwest Florida is the one that sponsors this. And we focus on the caregiver, not just the wounded warrior, because we see that it's a tough load for them to carry, with having a warrior that's not the same person that left.
Well, and it's true. And they say when someone goes to war, a whole family goes to war.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, he may be gone, or she, in many cases, may be gone in theater, doing everything that's asked of them by this country. But, the family's going to war too, because you've got, people at home that are trying to make it without their spouse, without mom or dad, who may be deployed. And when they come back, damaged, when they come back, injured, serving their country, the war's not over for them.
That's when the real war begins, is when they come home. And we've seen that over the 7 years with our son since he was wounded. It sometimes is like a roller coaster ride with the injuries they've dealt with and the emotions they go through. But we're Christians, and we know God's going to continue to perfect the work that he began in our son and his wife. But it's been a challenge, but because of what we've been through, we have more of a heart of compassion for others that are going through the same thing.
So now, I'm going to repeat this story again, but I was at the welcome home for Joshua. And this is when I was still on active duty. Me and a couple guys from the base rode our motorcycles out there to the Civic Center here in Panama City, and it was just a tremendous outpouring. And I get emotional just talking about it now, because it was a very emotional thing to have him come out here and have everybody give all these things to him. Now, because he had such a great welcome, you decided to start passing that forward, didn't you?
Absolutely. There are thousands that line the streets in this community, and most of them never had a welcome home. They went straight from the battlefield to the hospital to home. And the opening ceremony is April 24th, and the parade route is on our website, warriorbeachretreat.org, warriorbeachretreat.org. And the opening ceremony, we're changing it this time. It's going to be 5:45 to 6:45 promptly. Then the warriors are going to eat after that. We feel like that'll give more people a chance to leave the parade route. It'll be over. They'll have time to drive to the church, get a seat, and be there. And a lot of kids can come too now, because they can leave and get home for supper and get to bed early for school the next day.
We have to run off to a break in the local weather, but let's talk about some of the activities that you have planned for these brave warriors when they get here.
Sounds good.
You're watching Waking Up with Don. I'm speaking with Linda Cope from Warrior Beach Retreat. And now we're going to go to your local weather, brought to you by the West Pittman Law Firm. westpittmanlawfirm.com. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Linda Cope from Warrior Beach Retreat, and she's going to tell us a little bit about what we, and I mean we as a community, have in store for our wounded warriors when they come to visit on April 22nd. They're arriving,
yes.
But the ceremony is until the 24th.
Right.
Now, you've got some activities planned for these guys and gals when they get here, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. The whole week is full of stuff that they're able to participate in. Just about every activity on the beach is allowing them to go for free. They just show a participant card. We have so many restaurants that are hosting them, which is wonderful. We have Panama City Toyota once again giving them beautiful cars to drive, full of gas.
And they were one of the early supporters
Oh,
of
they
this,
started
weren't
from
they?
the beginning.
I remember that.
Yes, they were just so, they've been so faithful to us and these heroes. And then Lake Town Wharf. Gene Murphy is the GM out there. Lake Town Wharf is hosting them for the 7 days that they are here. And they are literally rolling out the red carpet. So I have...
And that's a beautiful place.
It is a beautiful place. And I'm so thankful for Gene Murphy and all the team out there that's...
Is that where they'll be staying, or where will our Warriors be staying?
There, at the Lake Town Wharf.
Lake Town Wharf.
Yes.
Very nice.
That'll be nice. And then the Bay Point Wyndham, they have a spa day where the ladies go and are there all day, get 2 services donated to them, and the guys go deep sea fishing or golfing.
Right.
So, and then of course the opening ceremony, the ladies get their hair and makeup done by so many people on the beaches, so they look nice for the ceremony. And there's just so much, too many donors to mention. They'll be in the newspaper in the fall and on our website. So we are grateful for the community. The community is what has made this what it is.
And that's what this show is all about. You know, it's about people like you and this great community that we live in. And I'm not just talking Bay County and Panama City. I'm talking, you know, this whole
Northwest Florida,
our broadcast area. You know, Lake Town Wharf. You know what I mean? I mean, is it Panama City? No, not necessarily, but you know, they're weighing in on this thing, and this is taking off like wildfire, isn't it?
Oh, it has. Well, now Lake Town Wharf is on Front Beach Road. It's, it's the
very
place
good.
across from Walmart.
Panama City Beach.
Panama City Beach, yes, Panama City Beach. But I know, and the crowds keep growing on the sides of the road. So we thank everybody for coming out.
And it's not just from here. I mean, it's people from
They
all
come
over.
from all over.
Yeah.
They come from, and we have the Air Force and just different branches that are at the airports, even at the Fort Walton Airport, that are there to greet them. And so it's phenomenal.
If somebody wants to help, what can we do?
Go to our website, warriorbeachretreat.org. You can donate there, and just email us. Our email is on there, or call us.
And the whole schedule of events is on there. So if you want to come out to greet them and line the road, come on in.
The parade route's listed with all the times, so people will know when to be out there. And again, that's huge. That is so huge.
Linda Cope, thank you so much for all the work that you do for our wounded warriors, and every red-blooded American thanks you for helping them out.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back after these messages and your Max Biz tip from Zenobia.
Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Wakin Up with Don. I'm Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I'm so excited to be bringing you your Max Biz tip for today. Today we're going to be talking about things to consider, short-term goals to consider when starting your business. You know, we've been talking about all week about building your dream business, and today we're going to be talking about things that you should consider. Number 1, what is your business name? You know, what do you want to call your business? Only thing I want to just share with you with this is you want to make sure that your business name is aligned with your brand, your products, your services, that they kind of all align and they're congruent together. Also, you want to consider, how do I want to fund my business? How do I want to, you know, it takes money to do business. How am I going to get the resources in to be able to do my business? Some options that you may have is getting a business loan, you know, or you can partner with friends and families. You'll be amazed with how, when you share with people your dreams and your aspirations, how they will support you in giving you investment dollars. In addition to that, if you are in the state of Florida, you need to go to sunbiz.org and you need to set up your business, your framework. If you want to become a corporation or an LLC, you want to go to sunbiz.org and establish your business as an organization, as a corporation or whatever. Okay? This has been your max out moment, your max tip for today. I'm Zenobia Andrews, your business system strategist, and I would love to connect with you. You can find me on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter. You follow me, I'll follow you back. If you need more insight, more information on any of this information, find me at www.zenoviaandrews.com.
Welcome back to the show. I'm here with Pamela Elliott from Elliott Vocal Studios to give you your vocal tip of the week.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back, Pamela.
Long time no see.
I know. Always a pleasure to see you. Last time you were on, we talked about vocal space, and we kind of worked our way up, from belly to voice box to mouth. Now,
That's right.
what's left? What's a vocal tip for this week?
Well, I thought we'd change it up just a little bit. Because I wanted to talk, there's so many people that love to sing in our area. And one of the things is that they love to sing, but the emotion of the song and getting the song out of their mouth. So we're going to talk a little bit about how to do that today, about how we speak our song. And what I suggest is, number one, to use our consonants. Use every consonant. Your consonants, everything that is not a vowel. So we want to use those words. The only consonants that we're really, really careful on is an H sound and a P sound. But otherwise, you're pretty good on consonants, okay? So if we're going to say dog in a song, we would use that D sound to get to the G sound and just dog. We don't want to hang in the middle on a vowel.
Dog.
Dog. Because that would a little bit be more opera kind of sound. In our area, we do more commercial music. So we want to use those consonants and speak them very clearly and put them out here on our lips. And that's the thing. Say the word bubble.
Bubble.
That consonant is on your lips.
Yeah.
And you also use the consonants in the syllables. So bub, bull. And if you use those, actually it will be so much easier to sing your song. So if you speak your song like a monologue and you really practice using those consonants.
Like Don Ho, tiny bubbles, tiny bubbles.
Tiny bubbles, yes. But if you will practice speaking those like a monologue, and number one, it will help you with those consonants and really concentrate on your syllables too. And the other thing that it will do is it'll kind of free your song, and you can put more emotion into it.
And, just for the listener, it's actually nice to be able to understand what the song is about and understand the words that the artist is singing. Because, a lot of times I'm like, what did they say? Like, you kind of, it takes you a few times hearing a song to actually understand the message of it.
It does. And, sometimes all the time, really, if you will sing your song like you would speak it to someone, and you'll visualize someone in front of you and you will speak it to them like you were talking to them, it becomes a whole new thing. It takes you from here to here. So that is our vocal tip of the week.
Wow. So you have an event coming up really soon, don't you?
Yes. Tomorrow.
Okay.
April 4th.
All right.
At Elliott Vocal Studios, the Pamela Elliott Talent Agency will be hosting a industry night. And we're going to be having speakers there. Julie Gordon from the Film Commission will be there. We've got Vicki Stewart, which is Crook Stewart's wife. She's going to be coming. She's going to speak. We have several people that are coming to speak about the industry. So this is not for children. This is for adults, teens and adults. Come and see what it's about.
Okay,
it starts at 6:30, goes to 8 o'clock. And it is at Elliott Vocal Studios, and it's the Pamela Elliott Talent Agency that is hosting, because Pamela Elliott Talent Agency, which is me, is in Elliott Vocal Studios as well. So
it's in the same. Now, does it cost anything to go, or can we just show up? Do we need a
just
reservation?
show up. Just come on over, Don.
Okay, I may go there. Who
please
knows?
do.
I may have some hidden talent. You never know.
That's right.
My mother would agree, maybe. But
you absolutely have an amazing talent.
yeah, thanks. Thank you so much, Pamela, for coming back on the show, and good luck with the talent agency. And I hope there's a good turnout for this event tomorrow night.
Well, I think it's going to be great.
So, if you're interested in an acting career or
acting, modeling, music. That's what it's going to be, all about everything. So come on out and see what it's about.
All right, and that's your vocal tip of the week, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. I have the executive director of the Panama City Rescue Mission, Thurman Chambers, here in the studio today. And there's been a little controversy over the years about the rescue mission, and Mr. Chambers is here to kind of set us straight on what the mission is of the homeless mission and who owns it, and just give me a baseline of knowledge. I mean, what is the mission there, other than the obvious?
Well, I just to kick off where you started there, I think when I was here from 01 to 05. And this thing about, mission moving, et cetera, what really started all of that is when they announced that the federal building was going to be built across the street when I was here before.
I see.
So that's not a new thing, or that's not something that just started a couple of years ago. But anyway, the mission basically
So is the federal building still going there, or that's no longer on the table?
No. I've been told by some people that I believe know that it's not going to happen. It's too expensive to build at this time, and they couldn't rent it if they could build it, or couldn't pay the rent. So we don't see that, and other people may have other plans. We don't know, but we're not focused on that. The mission started over 42 years ago downtown, and it really was started as a shelter for just overnight people.
It's a faith-based organization.
Yes, it's a faith-based.
It's not a government agency.
No,
or
it's
anything.
a Christian organization. The bylaws said that you must feed the people. You must preach Jesus Christ and Him saved. We have a statement of faith that all board members sign, and so that's really why it was created.
So it started out as just a shelter for people who had no place to sleep.
Just to feed and give them a bed and give them a something that hopefully it'll help their spiritual life, and with that and the physical help, they will kind of move on, or
over the years, it's kind of evolved, hasn't it?
It has revolved. Recovery. I implemented a program when I started in '01 here with what we still use today. It's called Power to Choose. It's a work program, and it's a workbook, and it's a scripturally based 12-step program. And so those are the kind of things that it's involved in more in recovery. Because we have about 28 men today in the recovery program.
So it's not just a place to crash.
No.
It's a place to get your life straight.
Exactly.
If you hit rock bottom.
Exactly.
We've got to talk more about that on the other side of this commercial break.
Okay.
But this is very interesting conversation,
Okay.
and we'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to the show. I'm here with the Executive Director of the Homeless Mission here in Panama City, Thurman Chambers. Did I get your name right this time?
Yes, you
So
sure
sorry.
did.
We've had a few iterations of that
Sure
during
did.
the break.
Yeah.
But to a more serious topic, of course, the causes of homelessness. I know you try to rehabilitate people there. I would imagine it's a lot of substance abuse that drives people to this lifestyle.
Well, I go way back. I've been in this type of work for 35 years. I was director of Atlanta Union Mission for a number of years. And when I was in my first mission in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I believe in the late 70s, they opened the door at the mental institutions.
Yes.
And I want to tell you, that began a long journey that a lot of people forget, and it just seems like it's
That's quite true, and I know
thing,
that I had a lady from Chicago here recently. We talked about that very fact,
Right,
that
right.
They had these huge mental institutions. That's what
Right.
they called them, I guess.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I grew up on Staten Island next to Willowbrook State School, where Geraldo Rivera did his big expose back in 1970, whatever the heck
Right,
it was,
right.
and closed all these things down.
Yep.
And the funds that went to fund these schools were supposed to go for community homes, but it
Right.
never happened.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
never happened. So
Yep.
a lot of people with mental issues find themselves in a homeless situation.
Exactly, and that's what happens to us a lot of times, because even though we have a recovery program, you can join that. We also have a work program that whether you graduate from there or you're just somebody that come into town, you found a job and you need a place to stay. We charge. The only time we charge is in that program of $75 a week, and these are people that have to stay drug-free, and they have to have a job. Then we have a program called the transitional program. I think there was about 12 beds with that. And then that's the program that if they're waiting for a check or if they're waiting to get their Social Security, whatever the reason is, then we allow them to have a bed. And so all of that combined with the recovery program kind of makes up the whole capacity.
So you don't really have an average client or a typical client. I mean, there's a variety of reasons.
There's a variety of reasons. Mental illness is one of the things, and we see it with our veterans. We see it with just the people that have for whatever reason, have struggled in their life, background in family, and all the things that they've tolerated with, but then, because not everybody's a drug addict, When I got into this work years ago, they called them bums or whatever. And I've never, I couldn't even say that word unless I'm, describing here. But it's just something that we, that the mission, and I think the city and the Bay County is should be so proud of the Panama City Rescue Mission, because it meets so many needs. Because just like in seasonal, when the temperature drops 45, we take them in. If it's raining, we take them in, and that sort of thing.
So, the rescue mission is providing a social safety net for people who can't really take care of themselves. But not all of those people are Panama City or even Bay County natives. They come here from other states even.
Exactly.
Because it's Florida and it's warm.
Exactly.
We're going to have to let that be the last word, but thank you so much for coming on the show and getting us smart on the rescue mission.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You've been watching Waking Up with Don, and we'll see you next time.